Single Simulcast is about a lot of things. This podcast may make you laugh, cry, or pound your fists into your desk. If you hear something you like or something you don't, leave a voicemail at 916-572-9016 or email us at singlesimulcast@gmail.com.
1. Single Simulcast.
Single Simulcast episode 304. As always, Shantae's in the building. We're also joined by luminaries, one of which is the co-host. The other hasn't been on since the Book of Lies. And I'm pleased as punch to have her back on. We have Stephanie from Mocha Minutes and from Single Simulcast on with us. And then we are joined by Sherronda J. Brown from Roaring Gold. Sherronda, how are you?
I'm good. How are y'all?
I'm just short of spectacular. So since the last time that we spoke, you are now a podcaster. You doing the damn thing.
I am. It came out of nowhere.
I was about to say.
It is what it is.
I was going to say, who convinced who? Like, was this something where you were like, you know what, I'm a podcaster? Was this something like where somebody was like, hey, we're doing a podcast and you're doing a podcast. Be here on this day.
You know what? I don't even remember. I think it was like a group decision. Because all three of us are a part of the Roaring Gold team, and we were just like, you know what, we have these conversations amongst ourselves in Facebook Messenger. What if we just recorded the conversations and then shared them with people?
That is amazing. Literally the best way to do a podcast. Just those,
yes,
those pure conversations amongst friends are some of the most treasured, beautiful moments that I could think of in podcasts. And you could tell when people don't work with each other or don't vibe together or simply don't like each other, but they have to do a show together. It's just stilted. So where can they find your show at?
You can find the Roaring Gold podcast on SoundCloud. The name of it is You Got Me Fucked Up.
That's a name. That's a real last name.
Yeah, I mean, we felt like it fit all of us pretty perfectly. So, yeah, you can find us on SoundCloud for now. We're trying to get on iTunes.
Wait, with that name, will they let you through?
I don't know.
Just put a star. You know what you do? You put a star on the U, and I bet you they let you get through.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I'm not the one who's doing it. Cleo's the one who's doing it, so I'll let her know. Because we got denied the first time because we didn't let them know we had explicit content because we say fuck a lot.
Oh, fuck that shit. Yeah, fuck yeah. Shit, fuck. Fucking shit. The fuck?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah. Like, fuck them fuckers who don't fuck with the word fuck. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
So we just had to let them know that we have explicit content, and I think they'll approve us. But until then, find us on SoundCloud.
They do know that the word fuck is literally in the title. Like, I don't think that it's going to be like, okay, so the name of this show is You Got Me Fucked Up, and it's a baking show.
It could be. You never know.
Well, if you're talking about the cake, because honestly, I know some people. I was watching this show called Nailed It.
I love Nailed It.
One of the homies, Jay, told me about it, and so that show could be called You Got Me Fucked Up as far as
it could. Because they be fucking up those cakes.
Oh, they're so good at fucking them up, too. And they think they do. They have the two things. I am now, you know how we say, Lord, just give me the confidence of a mediocre white man. Nah.
Sure.
Nah. Lord, give me the confidence of a mediocre bike rider that's riding in the middle of traffic and just cuts through traffic and doesn't give a fuck. I want that confidence, and I want the confidence of the people in Nailed It when they pull that lid off of their atrocities and have the nerve to say nailed it and mean that shit. Like,
yeah. Pinterest bakers is what I call them.
Yeah. I want to go on those shows. I just know that I would, the reason why I don't go on those type of shows is because I know without a shadow of a doubt that I would know without a shadow of a doubt that I didn't nail it. Mm-hmm. I didn't even come close.
I think that the objective of the show is who can make a cake the least terrible. So they're not even like trying to do a good job, I don't think.
I would try. I would really try. I'd be like, yo, in this situation, and I'd be using words that they use, like I use some ganache and some pâtissières, and
there's always a ganache. There's always
some fondant.
Fondant.
Yes.
Fondant.
Like, just stuff I would never use, because fondant looks like the fruit leather that your grandma used to put in your lunch when you get sent to her house over summer break. Like, hey, mama, your mom would call her mom and be like, Mom, I got to go to work. I don't got any other babysitters. Can Rashanii come stay with you? Fine, but he going to have to sit up front and watch while I watch my shows. And she don't got no kind of sweets in the house but that fruit leather. It's not even like a fruit roll-up. It's just, it's like the nasty flavors, like peach, apricot, orange.
Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, is there a brand name?
They're like, I can't think of a brand name, but it's literally just like a strip of fruit flavored substance.
Wow. Cause all I'm thinking of is like Airheads, like how they're kind of hard, and but obviously I know it's not this, but it's just
fruit leather is literally some of the stoutest, hardiest foods.
It's like jerky, but it's fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a fruit roll-up?
No.
Like tougher than that. It's tougher than that.
Yeah, that's not what. It doesn't sound like a fruit roll-up at all. It sounds sad.
It does sound sad.
Like it sounds.
You sure
like
it wasn't homemade?
It sounds like distress.
Some people do make them at home.
See,
it's just they never look good. They never look appetizing. Like, I remember fruit leather, and I would always be mad when it was given to me because it would be stuff like plum apricot. Like, there was always apricot in it for some reason.
It's like, okay, so fruit leathers are like white vegan versions of Fruit Roll-Ups. Mm-hmm. Basically.
Yes. Sugar-free,
but black grandmas had it.
All natural, made by hippies, loved by all. This is one of those things where if you go to a store, like out here we have a store called Sprouts.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
At the cash register at Sprouts, all of them have those honey sticks that you never see in a black grocery store. You won't see it in Rayleigh's, you won't see it in Bel Air, you won't see it in Safeway, but you see it at Sprouts and Whole Foods. These honey sticks that are literally just sticks of honey. I feel like fruit leather would be up front with the honey sticks. In another jar for like 12 cents a piece. I don't even know how we got on that. Oh yeah, nailed it. So there's another show. Since I know now that you're a nailed it head, there's this other show that's also on Netflix. Zombo's Just Desserts. Yes.
I love that too. I love cooking competitions.
Right?
Yeah.
Man.
Right. I watch them.
Start watching these shows.
They're great.
Oh my God.
Like people, one of the best feelings in the world is hipping somebody to a new cooking show or a new cooking competition and just standing back as they fall in love with it. Because Zonko's is like
Zumbo.
If Harry Potter started making cakes, the shit is magical.
Yeah, because he's this Australian, like, professional pastry chef, and everything that he makes, like, defies gravity. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. Watch it. Yeah, you gotta watch it. You'll get very passionate about all the things that he has to make.
Oh, man.
And it doesn't even make you hungry. Like, you watch it, and it's like, I don't feel hungry. I just feel inspired. I'm gonna make pancakes.
Oh my God. Zumbo's version of pancakes will have like 35 2 centimeter layers of differently colored pancakes. He does shit like that all the time. Mm-hmm. He had this one cake that was literally like 17 layers, but they were very, very like thin stripped layers. Yeah. So all the contestants on the show have to remake all of his ridiculous ass pastries, and the person who makes it the least terrible wins the round.
It's the best. Cookies are the best. One thing that I was sad about for a second was when we cut the cord and I thought we had lost access to the Food Network. But then I realized my mama had Xfinity, and so we got back on through her.
Hey.
Shoot. And then you write for the Black Youth Project.
I forgot we were talking about me.
Right?
I do.
Second back.
Yeah. I'm a writer and editor for the Black Youth Project. I'm also a writer and sometimes do editorial support for Wear Your Voice magazine.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
There was really no other way to say it than that, because you are one of the, in my eyes, success stories that I was able to actually see and know on Facebook, like before and after, like, and your voice is just so wonderful. You know, it reaches people right where they need to be reached at. You know, it's right there. There's no dodging the truth. There's no dodging the passion. There's no dodging the absolute honesty. And why would you? Like, it's greatness. So, yeah. If y'all haven't had an opportunity to read any of Sherronda's writings, you got her fucked up. Now, before we go any further, I want to say I actually need to get a precursor done by somebody for this, but trigger warning. We will likely be talking about sexual assault and violence towards children within the next 5 stories. And so I just want to warn you. I'll also put it into the show notes. But there was this woman. I guess we should just start straight off with AW, which for those of y'all who are still new to this, AW stands for Adventures in Working with White Women. And there's this person, this person of light. Sorry. Person of light. POL. No. I'm sorry. I can't help but to laugh. And they said that they're light-skinned people. But yeah, this woman named Allison Edel. I'm not going to call her Permit Patty. I'm not. Her name is Allison. Let's keep her name out there so that anytime you see her name in the streets, you can get her fired. Who called the cops on a 8-year-old girl who was selling water outside of her apartment complex, outside of the 8-year-old girl's apartment complex in San Francisco. Apparently it was, they lived near AT&T Park, and the young lady was selling waters to try and raise money because her mom had lost her job, and she's just industrious. Let's just keep it real. Yep. Like, you could give in. She's industrious. She's a hustler. So, she's selling waters, and I don't know if she's successful or not. But the white woman, Allison, says that she was tired of hearing the noise that the girl was making. She said that they were screaming about what they were selling, and it was literally nonstop, which is how you're supposed to sell something, right? Like, back in the day, it was newspapers, get your newspapers. Or lynching, come to the lynching. I don't know what people talked about.
Oh, my God.
Back in the 30s and 40s.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Guessing. You know, newspapers and lynchings. That was the two big things. Like, you know, they talked about it in churches, too. Like, the announcements. Today... he's getting lynched, and everybody would be like, ooh, ah, and they'd show up and picnic and shit like that. But this white woman said,
I don't know if they plan lynches that way. Look at the morning announcement. A lot of them seem to be very spur of the moment, according to my research.
Are you sure? I feel like in my head, I feel like it's giving honor to the pastor.
They made the announcement after the announcements. Okay, so we're going to have Bible study on Wednesdays. Oh, and this afternoon's lynching is at 3:45 right out front.
No.
30 punch?
Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to quit right now.
You've got to cut it.
I'm going to say that scheduled lynchings were not the majority of lynchings.
Do you guys all have that on your calendar? Good. We're going to be doing a pastor's appreciation and a lynching.
No. You got to stop.
We will be doing... Okay.
No.
Okay, Sherronda. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're right. It wasn't like that. It was also a cake sale. Bake sale?
There actually is a racist history of cakewalks, but we can talk about that another day.
Mm-hmm. See?
She's shaking the table.
But so Allison Edel, who lives in San Francisco, said that it was literally nonstop. It was every 2 seconds. Come and buy my water. It was continuous, and it wasn't a soft voice. It was screaming. Now, that's the first issue I have with this. 8-year-old children
are loud.
Yeah, like you work with kids. You still work with
kids? I used to. I quit my job last month.
Ooh, girl. Was it because of that one girl? I remember the writing.
It was because a lot of things that we don't have time to get into.
I feel you.
But mostly it was because of the parents, because they had me fucked up.
Available on SoundCloud. 8-year-olds are loud. Like, they are able to be obnoxiously loud. But adults have this thing that we can do that is called choosing to ignore them.
When it's appropriate, yeah.
When you know, like if you look out the window and see the somebody is, you hear them saying, "Come buy my water."
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let that ride. It's like somebody saying, "Come get your lemonade," or "Come watch this lynching." Like, I'm gonna let that ride. I'm gonna let that go. It's not affecting me much, but I'm gonna let it go. And she just couldn't. She was like, it was continuous, and it wasn't a soft voice. It was screaming, which, yeah, they're at AT&T Park. You want to be heard as people are like hustling and bustling. I feel like the whole area was loud. If they're screaming on the way to a baseball game, you're probably screaming to be heard. I went to a San Francisco 49ers game because they were playing the Seahawks. Not because I like the 49ers because they fucking suck, but because I was going to see the Seahawks, who also fucking suck. But they suck less than the 49ers because they were good at that point in time, and the 49ers really fucking weren't. But anyways, fuck the 49ers. I went to this game, and as I was walking down the street, all you could hear was all of these stupid ass 49er fans talking loudly about the potatoes they were going to eat, and the deli sandwiches they had packed in their bag, and the white wine spritzers that they were going to drink at the tailgate. It was bad, but it was loud. And so I figured it's the same thing for baseball. Except there's no black people or anybody but white people, because who the fuck watches baseball? Anyhow, so Edel even alleges that when she went down to confront the little girl's mother, she didn't confront, according to Edel, she didn't confront the little girl. She confronted her mother and asked her why she was screaming and if she had a permit for selling that water, and then proceeded to call the police. Edel claims that she was only pretending to call the police.
Which is even more fucked up.
Yes.
And thought, like she thought that was like the correct thing to say. I was only I just wanted to put the fear of God into her.
So you agree?
Not the fear of God.
So you know black people are afraid of the police. So you agree, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck out of my face.
Right. She's only proving our point about pretending to call the police on an 8-year-old black girl.
Yeah. Right.
Because we know what the police do to black
people
when they come and answer calls. Especially when a white woman made the call and was crying about it.
An 8-year-old. Like an 8-year-old is scared of things in their closet. 8-year-olds are scared of the dark. 8-year-olds are still, they still believe, you know? Like they still have that whimsical, childlike belief in things. And this 8-year-old may or may not know that the cops are like not our friend. I don't know what her mom and her family has taught her at this point in time.
Yeah.
But when you say that you're calling the cops on an 8-year-old, they immediately are gonna panic. Like, what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like 5 steps above telling your parents. That's 10 steps above telling the teacher. You're calling the police. I must be a criminal. And you were only joking?
Yeah.
Let's pretend like I'm gonna get you arrested. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who the fuck thinks like that?
White women.
White women.
White women.
Yeah, that bitch. and the rest of them, the rest of the bitches.
And
there should be a girl group, white women, and the rest of them bitches.
Mm-hmm.
That does sound like a rock band group. I'm gonna go on rock band right now after this show is over and see if that's taken. And then I'm also gonna do. I'm also gonna try out Cracker and People of Light.
Yeah, and that first single is "Why Are You Looking at Me and My Black Boyfriend."
No, the first single is "I Voted for Obama."
I Don't See Color. That's the name of their album.
No. You're the real racist. That one. That's one.
Reverse racism.
Yeah, reverse racism is real. You know, parentheses, I don't care what you say. That kind of thing.
Hashtag, what about the Irish?
Let's make a Spotify playlist.
I feel like these are all songs. Whew, gosh, there were more, but I lost track. Once her mom started videotaping her saying this woman don't want a little girl to sell some water, she's calling the police on an 8-year-old girl. The white woman then attempted to hide behind a stoop.
Mm-hmm.
But then the mom said, "Don't hide. The whole world's gonna see you, boo." And Allison, the white woman, said, "Are they gonna see you illegally selling water without a permit?" Who the fuck thinks about stuff like that?
This bitch.
I feel like that's the correct answer. Like every time, like it doesn't matter what I say. The answer should just be this bitch. Like I'm okay with that. I judges.
Yeah, Yamps with something to prove.
Yeah.
That is correct. We also would have taken this fuck up for $500. And so the mom said back, "I'm selling water. She's selling water on my property." And the white woman said back, "It's not your property." And then she asked the girl, "Do you even belong here?"
Yikes.
It's an 8-year-old girl.
Like, she should have just went, like, did she, like, okay, were they outside of an apartment building? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, just go back in your apartment and turn on Spotify or Tidal or whatever.
She not getting no title.
She ain't got
black.
title.
She ain't black. Turn on your Apple Music, hoe, and just, you know, get your wireless headphones in and do Zumba or something, bitch. Right. Like, relax.
And listen to, like, Taylor Swift or whatever you do.
Or you can listen to the #1 hit, My Cousin is Biracial.
Yo. I got
biracial
my nieces. Yeah, my niece is black.
or the song that is quickly reached #1 with a bullet, Mixed Babies Are So Beautiful.
Oh my God. Oh.
Sure.
They really, because they really be saying that shit. Ew, it's so gross. It's so gross. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We'll all be eventually we'll all be we'll look like this. No, we won't, bitch.
You won't. You will not.
Shit, it's like, and I won't either, bitch. I'm brown. I'm dark brown with brown eyes. If I'm 80 years old and I'm alive, then we ain't gonna all look like that. Like, shut up.
And you age like cabbage.
Go put on some sunscreen, ho.
Get your sunscreen.
Reapply it, bitch. Like,
I feel like that's a Little John song. Reapply it, bitch. Reapply it, bitch. Sorry. Anything can be a Little John song if you just bounce and say it really loudly.
Okay.
So, there was a movie that just came out recently called Tag.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it and did a review of it on the Why So Serious podcast with Brandon. It's available on iTunes and all the places you can find podcasts at. One of the things that we came to the complete and total understanding of is that this movie was about a bunch of white people who started playing the game of tag when they were kids and kept playing tag when they were like 50. And they would take a month off work to go play tag with people in other states. Like, literally, the further down the rabbit hole you go, the whiter it gets. One guy literally flew all the way across the country to try and tag his friend at a wedding, and his friend went like nunchuck ninja on him. It was a whole thing. Like, we came to the understanding that this shit was white folk shit that couldn't happen to black people because we would have gotten fired or fucked up or beat up for stopping a wedding. And to prove that it's white folk shit, an American woman flew 4,000 miles to the UK to tell her pal, "You're it," in an epic game of international tag, and then immediately flew back home.
Wow.
Drew McEwen was left stunned when Georgina Wilkinson, that's a white name like a motherfucker, when Georgina Wilkinson, disguised as a gardener, showed up at his niece's christening. Georgina posed as a gardener as Drew and his family were taking photos at Loch Lomond in southern Scotland. After flying in that morning, she tagged him and ran away laughing, and then hopped on an 8-hour flight home that afternoon, the Daily Record reports. Drew, Georgina, and 8 others have been playing the bizarre game since they all met by chance in China in 2014. Georgina had arranged to get one over on Drew with the help of his brother and sister and kept it under wraps until last Friday. And while the family photos were being taken after the christening, the photographer, who was also in on the joke, asked Drew if he could tell the gardener working away in the background to move because he was in the shot.
Are we still talking about the movie?
Nope.
No, we've segued into real life.
Okay, I got confused. At what point did this stop being about the movie?
When we said that there was no way the black folks would do this shit.
Okay.
Everything else is all white people.
Okay, go ahead.
This is not a synopsis of the movie. It just sounds like fucking one.
Proceed.
Drew was left stunned when gardener Georgina stood up, tagged him, and then ran away. Like, really? We're at a christening. Really? This when you think it's appropriate? For real? White. That's
probably the point. It's like you hit him, you like tag, you're it. He ain't gonna run after you.
I would.
You know, and leave.
I would. You ain't hopping back on that fucking plane. I swear to God, I'm tagging you. Like, as soon as you start running, I'm gonna kick your foot into the other one. You ain't just gonna tag, because my wife will not allow me to fly from Scotland to the United States to tag your ass. Like, what? Who the fuck? What? Do you know how much that fucking what? That ticket. The fucking ticket. You flew to Scotland. Touched down. Drove to a beautiful christening. Saw things you would never saw before. And then hopped your happy ass back on the plane and flew back home. What the fuck is this? Snatch?
That's hashtag disposable income.
Right, white folk shit. I've never heard of a black person with disposable income.
I'm sure there's some out there that got it.
I'm positive there is. We just don't call it disposable income. We maybe rainy day money, or maybe secret bank account money. But it ain't disposable. I used to see those movies where white folks were like lighting cigars and shit with money, and I used to get so mad. Like, so mad. Like, I saw one where somebody was wiping their butt with $1 bill and just...
What are you watching?
Where?
Also, I was like, what kind of porn am I watching? But still, I was so mad. I was like...
I was thinking it might be Tumblr porn, but I didn't want to, like, make any assumptions about your life.
I had to stop. At that point in time, I had to stop and really reassess what I was saying, because who uses money in such a way? Like, even if you have all the money you need, you know what else you need? More money. I guess that's just the way I think, because I'm broke as fuck.
Yeah. Money isn't real. And, yeah.
Drew said he's never been so disgusted and so... betrayed by his own flesh and blood.
That's quite interesting.
He was in shock that she put so much effort into it. Flying over from America and back in one day is unbelievable. She had to make sure she was home and plenty of time for work on Monday.
Well, she committed. That's really all it is to it. If they've been playing since 2014, and they're separated by oceans and shit. You got to be committed, to the game. If you're gonna do it, you might have to, fly across the ocean, to tag a motherfucker. I guess not me though.
If I live across the ocean from all y'all and you fly over to tag me, after you tag me, you and I are going to sit down and really have a long talk about what you're doing with your life. Like, serious talk. You're going to want to giggle your way out of it. I'm going to be like, nah, be serious. How much does this ticket cost you? For real? Okay. How much the ticket back? Word? 500? Cool. And what was your plan if you didn't tag me? All right, you were just going to go home? Cool. Let me borrow $5,000. You obviously don't need it. And that would have been the whole conversation. She added, sorry, Droobs, you are now it.
Okay.
Droobs. I'm still kind of shocked. So, anyways, police arrested a fast food worker after they said he fired shots at customers who had just ordered food in the drive-thru of a North Charlotte Wendy's.
For what reason?
Channel 9 crews were the first on scene at the Wendy's, and a bullet hole could be clearly seen on the right side of a red Dodge Charger. Investigators told Channel 9 two lady customers from Florida had gone through the drive-thru and were waiting for their food in the parking lot. Employee brought the food out to them, but the customers were upset about how long it took to get their order, and the lady started fighting.
Wait, each other?
They started fighting the person who brought the food out to them.
Oh, okay.
And that's when police said that a male employee came out and shot at the car with a shotgun. Because that's how you handle it.
Oh, boy.
I mean, people from Florida are terrible.
This is North Carolina.
But the people in the car were from Florida.
He's from North. Don't dodge this. I know where you at. He's from North Carolina.
I know where I'm at.
Don't be like the Florida people started this.
Like,
they were just mad about how long
Florida.
He did not have to come out that restaurant.
I agree with that. I'm just saying.
But
people
Florida.
from Florida are terrible. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he had to shoot at the car. I'm saying I understand his anger.
Oh, goodness. He ain't right, but I understand.
Listen, Google any news story that starts with Florida man or Florida woman. Florida is fucking wild. That's all I'm saying. They bring that shit with them.
It's a mess.
I shouldn't have said that because I got to be in Florida in like 2 weeks.
There's a Reddit page called Florida Man. It's all about news from Florida.
See? Ain't the only one.
So when he came out and shot at the car with a shotgun, nobody was hurt, but officers took him into custody and seized the weapon. Resident Tim Great, who was also watching, said, "You're looking to get your food, not shot at by somebody, especially an employee." Pat Miller said, "It's a home issue." This is North Carolina. I just want to remind y'all of that. And he's black. So, it's a home issue, said neighbor Pat Miller. The only time a child, and as a reminder, he's 22 years old. The only time a child acts irresponsible is if they have irresponsible parents or guidance. We give them leeway to think it's okay, and that's what they gonna do. McCrae is no longer employed at the restaurant.
I think this is more a story about toxic masculinity than it is about North Carolina, sir.
I think it's more a story about racism. Like, these are the folks I would expect to talk about where the lynching is located at during church announcements. After giving honor to the pastor and his wife and to
Next
God.
Story.
Wait, there's more. The whole idea of people using guns to solve problems is just ridiculous. Resident Don Hardy said. I just wanted to get the last white voice out there talking about this black boy and his parents should be ashamed of themselves for bucking lead at somebody over how long it took for them to get their Frosty.
He shot them because they were being annoying.
Well, yeah, and they were fighting the employee. I'm just surprised that he shot at the car versus like just shooting kind of in the air, or something. You know, so you're not, busted for, endangering people or whatever. I mean, if they want to
shoot up in the air, the bullet has to come down, so somebody still could have gotten hurt.
That's true.
I just the question I have: do all restaurants in North Carolina just have a shotgun in the back?
Yes.
Yep. I believe it. No, I believe. It just seems like honestly, it just seems like a place where people are going to have shotguns, like it just seems like, it sounds like it. What I imagine is that in some places, that are not quite rural, but kind of rural in the vibe, motherfuckers got shotguns. Like, it don't matter.
You want to know why? No, because people from Florida will come visit, and so they have to protect themselves.
They got to prepare motherfuckers coming up 95.
Exactly. We got to protect ourselves from the deep South Southerners. We're just Southern. Other people are deep Southern.
White people in North Carolina are like, first they came from Georgia, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't from Georgia.
Oh, come on.
And they came from South Carolina, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't from South Carolina.
South Carolina is closer to us than Georgia is.
I know, but it takes them longer to get there because they can't read a map. Then they came.
What? No, Charlotte is literally right on the South Carolina border. You don't know what you're talking about. Let's just proceed.
I'm just saying that people.
Charlotte, like, kill that noise.
I'm not calling them dumb. I'm just saying. And then they came from Florida, and there was no one left to ride for me because I hadn't spoken up. I'm done.
You wrong about this, just like you wrong about the church announcements and lynches. Can we just move on?
You can Google that. They were doing lynches in church, like during altar calls. That's why they all came up to the front, so then they could see better. because they hang them. Never mind, it's a whole thing.
Oh boy.
Stop it.
Oh God, I feel bad for this because I went to school out here and they're dumb too. Columbus police have arrested a man they said gave his driver's license to a teller at a bank that he was robbing. According to court records, David Minter is accused of robbing 4 Central Ohio banks between May 23rd and June 12th. But during a robbery on June 4th, Minter was tricked into giving the teller his driver's license. Minter approached the counter and demanded it and presented a demand note for money that says, "I have a gun." The teller gave Minter money and a dye pack. Minter took the money and put the dye pack back on the counter. Documents said the Minter then asked the teller for more money. The teller told him a driver's license was required to use the machine to get out more cash. Minter reportedly then gave the teller his license to swipe through the machine and then fled the bank with the additional cash. A detective was able to identify Minter based on the ID and filed an arrest warrant for him.
Okay. My nigga. Like, what is wrong with you?
I don't know what's wrong with him, but that motherfucker's employee of the month.
Yo, that's wild, scary that they did that. You know, because somebody else could be like, you know, another person who's more, you know, quicker on the uptake would be like, what the fuck you just say? And if they really got a gun, they might, you know, be like, you holding me up and I'm gonna let you have it.
Or somebody who's lower on the intake, on the uptake over there in Ohio could have been like, nuh-uh. I need your ID, sir, in order to get more money out. Nuh-uh, don't say that. He's going to shoot all of us. That kind of thing. Niggas be snitching in Ohio. But it's mad ballsy. Like, that's brave. That, like, they better get a promotion to making $5 an hour, because in Ohio, you don't make no fucking money. Not at all.
Well, the cost of living is like, what?
$3.50.
Mm.
That's I think when I went to school there and was working at Applebee's, the servers made $1.72 per hour.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. So, young Trump administration staffers are having a hard time dating in Washington. Both current and former staffers are saying they're often berated by prospective dates online or simply denied when someone finds out where they work or that they voted for the president. Quote, good. You do the small talk thing and you have a very good conversation, and then they might say, you didn't vote for Trump, right? One 31-year-old administration official told Politico. As soon as I say, of course I did, it all just devolves into all caps. How could you be such a racist and a bigot?
See, how do you work for this administration and don't know how to fucking lie?
That's because they don't think that they're racist and bigots. Like, they think that they are making the correct decisions for themselves and that this shit is just, you know, differences of opinion and all this different kind of, you know, all this like shit that make it seem like it's neutral. Like, they just don't think that shit. They just really think.
They know that they are and they don't fucking care.
Yeah, there's that too. Like, but then so they fronting.
Why can't it be both?
I'm saying or, not like both and. They're either on the side that she mentioned, where they don't think they're racist, or they know that they are and they don't fucking care. Either way, they're going to keep telling people that they work for Trump.
Mm-hmm. I bet their ringtone is Ray Shrim's Up with Donald Trump.
Okay.
Either way, I'm glad that I'm glad they're having a hard time getting dates.
Yeah. In one recent,
Oh no, go ahead.
In one recent online exchange, a potential date asked her, "Do you rip babies from their mothers and then send them to Mexico?" Another match on a dating app told her, "Thanks, but no thanks. I just Googled you, and it says you were a mouthpiece for the Trump administration. Go fuck yourself." Many young
they have to. Nobody else is fucking them.
I mean, it works.
I mean, why don't they just date each other? I don't understand. Whatever. Either way.
Thank you.
They're just continuing the white genocide, so that's all right.
Many young staffers have turned inward, dating exclusively within the administration. And some go on intra-administration double dates with staffers like Madeleine Westerhouse, President Trump's executive assistant, and her boyfriend, Ben Schramm, who works at the Pentagon. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
I'm sure they're all having like White House orgies or some shit anyway.
That's what they should do.
I feel like Trump don't pay attention to shit.
He don't. Just turn it into Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Or Temptation Island.
Yeah. Ain't nothing tempting about their asses.
There it is. The other Republicans.
True.
I just had a thought. It was not nice. So
we don't give a fuck. Come with it.
I was going to say, a lot of them are just like ugly. So.
Hey. You can't find nobody because you ugly. No, you know what? That might really, really, really be true. Because like this article obviously makes it seem like the people who got a problem with Trump and the administration, like it's like that's not that it's not a large group of people, but that everybody's so principled, as if people who say they got a problem with the administration and everything wouldn't fuck somebody or marry somebody on the other side. So maybe it is because they ugly.
It's okay. Yeah. Let me say this just to clarify myself. No matter how you look, there's somebody in this world who will fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Whether you're ugly or conventionally attractive or whatever. All I'm saying is Steve Bannon thinks he has superior genes.
Mm-hmm.
And look at him.
Yeah. Somebody fucked Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Somebody did, but Tammy Lauren or Tammy or whatever, only reason she looked the way she does because she got plastic surgery.
Yep.
And she still look like a Kellyanne Conway Pokemon evolution.
Huckabee Sanders, she looks like the mask that Arnold Schwarzenegger took off his head on Total Recall. When it was a bomb.
2 weeks. Oh, I love that movie though. That's why. Because I get your ass to Mars. Like I love that movie.
I was mad when they made a remake of it because it didn't need a remake. That might have been the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie ever made.
Does anything need a remake?
No.
No. Not really.
Except for like, the Hulk movies, but whatever.
Yeah. We don't even have
let that thing die.
Some stuff I would tolerate seeing as a remake because it would be like, oh, that would be cool to try to see how you spin it to make it, now that kind of thing. But no, a lot of stuff doesn't need to be remade.
Nope.
Speaking of not needing to be remade, Madonna tried it.
Yo, she's stupid. She's so ooh.
That's why Elton don't like her.
Madonna took to Instagram on Friday, June 22nd, referencing the Carters' latest project, Everything Is Love, which, the couple surprisingly dropped on Saturday, June 16th. The Ape Shit video, filmed in the Louvre, features B, J, and many other black bodies taking over the notoriously Eurocentric Paris Museum. Somehow Madonna saw this and thought that posting a Photoshop manipulated image, like she knows how to Photoshop, manipulated image of the museum's famous paintings replaced with her album covers was a good idea. And on top of all that, she also thought it was a good idea to put that B and J looking at her covers was them learning from the master.
Mm-hmm.
LOL.
Right. Which was stupid. She should have sent that. She should have sent that shit in a text message or a WhatsApp or whatever little group chat she may have with them. If they really her friend, if they're really her friend, that's what she should have sent that to them personally. Everything does not need to be on social media, especially if it's like inside joke shit, because it ain't nothing but for people to just lose their mind behind, and now you look stupid.
Especially when somebody says straight out, "I thought you were dead." I haven't heard a Madonna song since maybe 90.
Didn't she just? The last thing I remember hearing about Madonna is that she like sexually assaulted Drake on stage.
I remember that.
Yeah,
and then didn't she also like do something insensitive with her black son?
Yeah.
Or she called him the N-word or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, other than that,
using it.
She called him. I think she called her son my nigga. Maybe.
Yeah.
But she might have said it to the white one. I think is what it was. I don't know if she. I thought she was using it in reference to the white one, but it was still, a mess, because it was like, how you doing that with having a black son and everything? You wildin', you stupid.
Yeah.
It was another photo caption like, "Girl, you are bad at this."
Right.
That's honest. And
because I mean, you don't even have because it'd be different if she had like an album or something coming out or something, like people like trying to drum up, drama and shit, people be doing kind of out the way stuff and everything. But it's like, you don't even have anything coming out yet. You just popping off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and then what white women do best.
Yes.
Basically.
Show me your permit.
All right.
So, Terry Crews has said that he won't be in the upcoming Expendables 4 because everybody in that movie is shitty.
That's not the reason he gave, but
no, it's not.
Wrong.
It's not. But when I found out look, my mindset on trash ass people. Trash ass people have friends, and a lot of times, trash ass people do something to you, and somebody who is a friend of both of y'all's will choose to continue to be friends of both of yours. It does happen, and by and large, when that happens, I'm like, you can't always expect somebody to cancel their friend because you had a altercation with them. However, Terry Crews or Sly Stallone, all these old people.
Cool
Sly
boy.
Stallone's agent is the person who sexually assaulted Terry Crews.
Wow.
So
wow.
Terry Crews was like, I got a call last week from Avi Lerner, producer of Expendables 4, saying I could avoid any, quote, problems on the sequel if I dropped my case against Adam Bennett. Well, guess who's Sly's agent? Adam Bennett. So Terry said he'll no longer be a part of the Expendables film franchise. Quote, I've done 3 movies called The Expendables with Sylvester Stallone, he said in a testimony to the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary Tuesday morning. The producer of that film called my manager and asked him to drop my case in order for me to be in the 4th installment of the movie, and if I didn't, there will be trouble. Crews told the Senate committee on Tuesday that he felt compelled to pull out of the Expendables franchise in order to, quote, take a stand. This motherfucker is awesome. Because there's so many people who would have been like, you know what? I need the money. I need this. It's my livelihood. I'm just going to back down. But backing down at this point would have made him look poorly. This same producer is under his own sexual assault investigation, and abusers protect abusers, Crews said in the hearing. And this is one thing I had to decide. Am I going to be a part of this, or am I going to take a stand? And there are projects I had to turn down. Crews was invited to Congress to testify about the Sexual Assault Survivors Bill of Rights and the statute of limitations for sexual assault survivors. Also speaking was Amanda Nguyen, an advocate for sexual assault survivors who was recently nominated for the 2018 Nobel Peace Prize. During the hearing, Cruz spoke generally about the culture of toxic masculinity. Quote, when you look at the culture with men not holding other men accountable, it turns into something that no one wants, Cruz said. A community that totally looks the other way while men, women, and children are being raped. Cruz said that the Me Too movement and the women who accused Harvey Weinstein of sexual assault inspired him to come forward with his own story, which he recounted before members of the Senate. Hey, as an aside, has anybody apologized to Lupita?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, I was just checking. No, because she came out against Harvey, and they were all like, get the fuck out of here.
No, why would anyone apologize to her without being prompted to do so?
Because it's the right thing to do?
Okay. Do people do the right thing, like, ever? Except for Terry Crews.
I mean, I was hoping that, they would see this going on and be like, you know what? Maybe I should start with the person in the mirror and ask them to make a change and then apologize.
This is why I am a pessimist and a nihilist, because I have the lowest expectations of every person on the planet, including myself. I never expect anyone to do the right thing. I'm not surprised when people don't do the right thing.
So yeah, that sounds like me, where people never fail to fail me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, okay.
But yeah, no, she deserves an apology. Every woman who came out to talk about their abusers this past summer, these past few months, deserve apologies. Tarana Burke deserves an apology.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yep.
All of this shit. Rose McGowan deserves a punch in her throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She is horrible. And and it bugs the hell out of me that people make her the face. I'm like, please stop. Please. Not her.
Yeah. I cannot believe she actually got a docuseries on Me Too, on the Me Too movement.
Yes.
10 years after Tarana Burke's birthday.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. At least Alyssa Milano kind of like backed off. No, here's Rose. Yeah. What about me? What about me? Yes. And I'm like, bitch, shut up.
As soon as Alyssa Milano found out that it was already a thing, she was like, oh, okay, take over.
Yeah. She sat there and ate her food. She needs to give Rose a seat right next to her. It's like,
this is why I don't trust white women named Rose.
Oh my God. The only Rose I love is a golden girl.
Even her, she's a mess sometimes.
Pray tell, how many Roses do you know?
Rose McGowan, Rose Armitage from Get Out, Rose from the Titanic, Rose from the Titanic, who let my boy drown, but she knew he could have fit on that door with her.
Yeah, I heard he's in part 2 though.
What you say?
I heard he's in part 2. Titanic part 2, float on.
There's already been a Titanic part 2.
Yeah, it's in production.
No, there already was a Titanic 2.
Oh, was it called Drifters?
No.
Oh.
It's called Titanic 2.
Electric Boogaloo. The Long Ride Home.
Sure, all of those things.
Shark
Leo
Tales.
was not in it.
Oh. Never mind then. There goes my dream. Him showing up like, surprise, suckers!
Surprise, bitch.
Gotcha, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Showed up with a shotgun outside the Wendy's like, you thought I forgot.
You don't think Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't have a shotgun in his house?
But not at a Wendy's.
Why would he have it at a Wendy's?
Why did they have it at a Wendy's?
Because it's North Carolina.
That's all I wanted to hear. That y'all fucking got Boomhauer out there with a fucking shotgun. Boy. So, reason number 95 why I try to avoid flying. A Minnesota woman, after a Minneapolis-bound Spirit airline flight made an emergency landing in Rochester, Minnesota to assist a sick passenger, A woman on the flight erupted into a profanity-laced tirade, marching up and down the aisle and threatening other passengers. Video captured by passenger Chianti Washington and posted to Facebook recorded the outburst, which continued even as the woman was escorted off the plane by police. Other passengers could be seen in the recording praying and consoling each other during the woman's hysterics, which included rushing towards the cockpit. She was yelling at the two gentlemen that were trying to block her. It was very scary, Washington told ABC News. She would just not stop, and as police escorted her off the aircraft, she continued to remain belligerent. All I could think about was the children on the aircraft. I said a prayer, Washington added. You just don't know what she was going to do. We were very much scared and shaken by her behavior.
Okay. What's her reason?
Because the plane landed to take care of a sick person, and she immediately lost her mind.
She was mad about that.
Yeah, It was a whole lot of fuck yous and fuck this flight and fuck him too and fuck her and this some bullshit. That kind of a tirade. It was pretty fetch.
Oh my God.
We'll be right back. This is Single Simulcast.
Hey everybody, this is Gerald Jones from the Buy Black Podcast, and you're listening to Single Simulcast. I've been drinking a whole bottle of wine through this episode. This is the first podcast I've been on where I've been allowed to drink, and I'm loving it. Y'all keep listening.
Hey, this is Charlotte. Black Lives Matter. Glenda Castile, Life Matters. Single Simulcast is what you're listening to.
Hi, this is Erica, and you're listening to Single Simulcast. I have no idea what else to say here.
This is Rainbow, and you're listening to Single Simulcast with Rashanii and Shanta Fabulous. Remember, put a coaster under that.
You're right. You're a product of your own decisions. This is Single Simulcast.
Hey, this is Marla, owner of Velvet Lips and co-founder of the Sex Down South Conference, and you are listening to Single Simulcast.
That was simply sensational. Single Simulcast shall surely surface speedily. Bitches.
I hate a lazy woman now with bras now. I'd like, ladies, if you're the type of lazy bitch that just only do 1 or 2 hooks and you got a 3-hook bra or you got a 2-hook bra and you only do 1 hook, you's a lazy ass. Hook every single goddamn one.
Hook them. You know what's even lazier than that? This is probably like when you deep down in your relationship, when you want a titty time and she don't want a titty time, and she won't even take the bra all the way off. She just pulls the titty over the top. She's like, here. And you like, really? You just gonna pull a single titty out, and the titty don't look like it want to be here at all. The titty come out the bra like, you again.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Bad Advice Show with me and my partner, Baker Bone. You listen to us on the Cold Slither Podcast. Make sure you support our sponsors to keep this show free. And we'll be back here today to tell you stuff that you shouldn't do, but you're going to do anyway because my voice is so soothing.
Single Simulcast wants your reviews. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Music, or wherever you listen to us. Tag Single Simulcast with the screenshot of your review on Facebook or use the hashtag SSCast on Twitter. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hey. I know you're probably wondering who I am. Well, my name is Joy, and I'm the host of Fresh Out the Cocoon, a podcast that gets real about being black and being fabulous all at the same damn time. Trust, you don't want to miss the things that are discussed on this show. So join me every other Sunday as I release new episodes. I'm currently on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spreaker, and TuneIn Radio.
Hi, this is your man Jeremy from the Crown and Collars Podcast, and you are listening to Single Simulcast with my man Rashanii and Shanta Fabulous, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster. And I'm your favorite podcaster, so that should be your favorite podcaster, because I'm your fave, and your fave's fave. Check them out on Single Simulcast. And check out Crown and Collars found wherever you can find great podcasts and the CSPN network.
Hello.
Are you interested?
This is Stephanie from the Mocha Minutes podcast. If you can hear my voice, that means you're tuning in to two of my faves, Rashanii and Shanta Fabulous,
and for
of the single Simulcast. Congrats! You made a really good choice today. You want to make another good choice? Check me out on the Mocha Minutes podcast. You won't be disappointed if you're tuning in to the single simulcast. You're going to love the Mocha Minutes podcast too.
Also have the
you can find the Mocha Minutes podcast wherever you find your podcasts. We'd love to have you tune in. Okay. Bye.
R. Kelly song.
Yeah. Please no.
Fuck. I hate that nigga because one of the reasons why I hate R. Kelly, on top of all the horrible things that he's done to young black girls and to black women in general, like every so often I just think about one of his songs and I get mad all over again. It's like my mom used to say back in the day, every time I think about this, I'm gonna whoop your ass again. She never did it. I mean, I expected her to, but I think she forgot.
Yeah, that's because our parents were abusive.
Fuck, right? Who the fuck called you from work at like 8 o'clock in the morning? They're like, I'm gonna whoop your ass when I get home at 6. And then when they get home, they tell you straight out, nah, I just said that so you clean the house. Word, now I'm gonna fuck it up tomorrow. Anyhow, love you, Mom.
Is she listening?
Thanks for being there. So, San Francisco. The Bay Area is so expensive right now that earning $117,400 a year qualifies you as low income in some counties. To be considered low income in San Francisco, a family of four must earn $117,400 a year. Very low income in San Francisco is considered $73,300.
Oh, okay.
I feel so poor.
I feel so poor.
I'm under both of those thresholds like a motherfucker. Yeah.
I need to be selling some booty listening to them numbers. Jeez.
Ooh, maybe I think
isn't the cost of living like extremely high in California?
It's crazy out here. It is. Like stuff that you wouldn't even think a second thought about in other states costs like $5 here. The gas prices never dropped below $3.20. It's all bad, which is why I was thinking about moving, but now North Carolina's off the list because obviously a nigga can't even get a Frosty in peace.
I mean, just don't come to the Wendy's yelling at the employee.
Or don't say I'm from Florida.
No, just stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
My lane is not in Florida.
At least the ground doesn't move over here.
No. But at least I know that if there's water on the ground, it's a blessing and not a curse.
All right.
I I went to Florida last year for a summer vacation. Went to Universal Studios and Disney World. And I guess it was while there was a hurricane. But Orlando is far enough inland that it was just like a really obnoxious rain.
Yeah.
That would stop and start up again. And I was told that that's pretty much what it's like for the majority of people unless you're like right on the coast.
I mean, yeah, if the hurricane doesn't dissipate before it gets to you, then you're not going to get as much of the high winds.
Oh. So it's not the water, it's the winds that's the issue, really.
Well, because you know how hurricanes work, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like
okay. Well, I mean, they form over the ocean and they move inland, and then as they move further inland, they begin to dissipate. And so, and then the outer, sort of like outer rings of the hurricane aren't always, like the gusts of wind aren't always necessarily as strong as they are in the center of the hurricane. I mean, outside of the eye, that is. So, like, if you're further inland, then hurricanes won't necessarily affect you as much as the people closer to the coast. Because they have the high winds, the high rains, but then they also have, like, the potential for waves from the ocean moving in and flooding and stuff like that.
I like my natural disasters to be more straight up. Like, earthquake, shit shakes. That's it. Like, yeah.
But also, like, houses fall on top of you. What do you mean?
Yeah. Like, everybody's, I would think that just about everybody's natural disasters.
I can run away from a hurricane. I can't run away from an earthquake.
Yeah. It's just, everybody's natural disasters probably got some shit that, you can't get out the way of or whatever, or it's, it's all,
right.
It's all fucked up.
Right. All natural disasters are terrible. I hate all of them. I'm terrified of every single one of them, but especially earthquakes.
But
the ground is moving. It's not
sleep through earthquakes. 3.9. Yeah.
I don't trust you.
I mean, I'd be like, hey, Sherronda, while you were asleep, a couple earthquakes happened. Nothing serious. It was only like a 4.3.
Listen, we had like a tremor one day, like 7 years ago, and the university closed down. Anything happens in North Carolina, everything is closed. We see one snowflake, everything is closed. We don't like that shit, okay?
I see, earthquakes are good because it helps.
No.
It helps. Like,
that's already a lie. Earthquakes are not good.
Let me look. You gotta look at it from the perspective of you want to shake things up in your relationship. Boom, earthquake. After that,
you shake the table because shaking the table doesn't trigger a tsunami.
Man. It's just different. It's like me saying tornadoes. Well, not even tornadoes, but just like 60 or 70 mile an hour winds. It's like, that's not a huge deal, whatever, because it's not, because it's not a tornado, but 60 or 70 miles an hour winds to somebody else, they gonna feel some kind of way. It might rip their shit off depending on the way stuff is built and all this different kind of stuff. It's just, you just don't know what different people's thresholds are. Because we had an earthquake here, and here in Oklahoma, because of all the fracking, and it hit one of the little towns, and it like had bricks and shit, falling down onto the ground, like whole awnings and shit just crumpled and fell. And it's like, you think it was like a disaster movie, the way shit fell apart, but it wasn't a huge earthquake. It's like an earthquake out in, California. You probably would have slept through. You probably would have been like, oh, that's some bullshit, because I think it was like a 4 or a 5 or something.
That's funny.
But I mean, it fucked shit up.
Yeah, fucked shit up bad. 5.
Yeah, there's no arguing with Rashanii. That's just really all it is too.
All I'm saying is earthquakes are not good.
No, I agree.
Okay, which is him saying earthquakes are good is a full lie and a half, and I need us to acknowledge that.
I'm just saying. Will Smith wrote a great song about earthquakes. Can we say the same thing about hurricanes? No.
What?
What's
that? Rock Me Like a Hurricane. That's a good song.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
There are drinks named after hurricanes.
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, I can't move to North Carolina because y'all's hockey team is literally named after hurricanes, which means y'all have them all the fucking time.
Not really. Only during hurricane season.
There's a season for it. And it's
y'all don't have earthquake season.
No, we don't have earthquake season. It's just like, oops, that was
because all year is earthquake season.
We got year-round school out here. But yeah, Will Smith made that great song, "Boom Shake the Room." It wasn't a great song. I'm actually reaching pretty hard.
Okay,
but it happened.
And I mean, I don't think I'm old enough to appreciate Will Smith's rap career.
Well,
much
there was a
outside of the Wild Wild West soundtrack.
There was a point in time where Will Smith.
Yes, now, girl.
There was a point in time where Will Smith tried to go like hard, but he still didn't want to cuss.
Yep.
Oh, I think the one he just did recently, like a few months ago.
No, this was a few years ago.
Yeah.
It's not a bad album. It really isn't. But you gotta go.
It's just he wanted so badly to be hard because it was right around the time Death Row was first coming out and everything, and so he still couldn't cuss.
Wait a minute, that's not a few years ago. Death Row Records was in like the 90s.
Yeah, the one I'm thinking about was his last album.
Miami.
His last album. I don't know. No, this was after that. So
let me see when Red Alert came out by DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about his last album.
I don't even know what his last album was. It didn't happen to me.
It happened.
Oh yeah, Code Red came out in 1993, right around the time Death Row and all that stuff. Okay. So he came out and he was like, "The Fresh Prince is here, we gone," and that's how he was trying to, his voice is like, parents just don't understand. And when he came out with that, he was like, "The Fresh Prince is here, and we gonna rock," and all that kind of stuff. That's how he was acting hard.
Okay. Well, maybe that's only because in '93, that in comparison to the stuff that Death Row Records was doing, gangster rap, yeah, that was pretty tame.
Mm-hmm. He tried though. He tried his hardest. He even tried to do some reggae, but all he did was really stutter.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, Will Smith clearly could do whatever he wants, so.
Yeah, he literally, it worked for him. He's like still one of my favorite rappers. It was just, that was a bad time for the Empire. None of those songs are on his greatest hits album. That's all I'm saying. And Wild Wild West was on his greatest hits album. Have you heard the Wild Wild West?
I brought it up. What are you talking about?
I know.
I love that song because of Drew Hill.
It's got Cisco on
it. Yeah.
You know what? Don't do Drew Hill like that.
I'm just saying. We were 5 steps.
Oh my God.
No. Yeah. They're not. They're not my fave at all. Like they're like I respect their artistry and their singing and all that jazz. Is just like, no, Drew Hill just did not move me as a listener.
Wait, when you say you respect their artistry and all that jazz, you don't like them at all. You're just really thinking of something nice to say.
It's because I said I like them. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just being respectful because because there's some people that I think there are times where there are people that you don't like and it's because they suck. Mm-hmm. And I'm definitely not trying to put them in the boat of saying that they suck or that they didn't have anything. Like they didn't have anything to offer R&B when they came out. I'm not trying to do that or disparage them in any kind of way. It's just like I didn't fuck with it, and that's really it.
See?
Let's get back
to Jagged Edge.
Wait, Jagged Edge had that one song with
Let's Get Married, right?
No, fuck that.
You
song.
mean that?
Oh no. That's where the party at?
Where the party?
Yes. Yeah, no, we've already talked about Let's Get Married out here. That was on this show, right? That wasn't on a different show. We literally went in there and found the lyrics to Let's Get Married, and it was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Where he was like, any other player wouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to be real and say what's on my heart.
Yeah.
That's such a bad song. Sorry.
I mean, all R&B, 90s R&B singers are fuckboys. They just are.
That's accurate. That's very accurate. Yeah. My wife and I were driving back from dropping our son off at camp, and a song came on, I think, by Trey Styles, that was just so overt. I think it was like, let me go down and just lick you till you just splash all over my face, and then I'm going to come up for air, and then I'm going to go back downtown, and it was just greatness. Like, this is where we are now.
That sounds like Pretty Ricky stuff.
Oh, gosh. What kind of red tube mess?
Red tube.
Okay.
Who is Trey Styles?
I don't know. I thought he meant Trey Songz, maybe.
I did mean Trey Songz. I'm old, y'all.
I'm old too. That's why I'm like, who that young kid? Who that be?
I'm sorry.
Like, you thinking it's a little Uzi contemporary or something. We thinking it's some Daniel Caesar knockout or something.
Right.
No.
I'm like,
about Trey Songz.
I apologize for
brought up the beige greyhound, and now I'm thinking it's another.
I thought that
you were thinking about Harry Styles
from One Direction.
You went in the wrong direction.
That is not the one direction we want to go in.
No, the other one. Other way.
Oh man, I gotta say Zayn is cute, but
he is like he's my favorite, almost white guy to look at.
Yeah, he's a handsome dude.
Yeah, those eyebrows.
During the Faith and Freedom webcast this weekend, host Lee Washington gave her thoughts on the Trump administration's policy of separating immigrant children from their parents at the U.S.-Mexico border. According to her, they're all unclean and murderous criminals.
The kids?
The kids.
Bitch. Some of them, yeah. Not all of them.
I mean, I've seen some 5-year-olds that can do some shit, but...
Exactly.
During the segment flagged by Right Wing Watch, guest host Chris McDonald slammed CNN reporter Jim Acosta over his recent confrontation with White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Mask from Total Recall. And declared that the policy is not America's fault. Quote, "It's the immigrants' fault," McDonald said. "If you're here illegally, guess what? Your family is at risk of being broken up because that is what happens in a law-abiding society." Valentine then claimed that she had a conversation with a Border Patrol agent who said people who cross the border illegally are the lowest of the low. According to her, immigrants crossing the border are committing rape after rape after rape. Then she made the following bizarre and reprehensible claim. Quote, "Children below 10 years old engaging in sexual activity. All kinds of sin and disgrace and darkness. The pit of the pits." So we are not getting top of the line echelon people coming over this border, she said. We're getting criminals. I mean total criminals that are so debased and their minds are just gone. They're unclean. They're murderers. They're treacherous. They're God haters. End quote.
Okay. First of all, no. Second of all, I like to keep in mind when I'm reading stuff like this that they're not talking to us. They're talking to people who already think that way, and this is just confirmation bias for them. Like, that's why Trump speaks the way that he does, because he's not talking to us, because we would never, like, agree with anything he says. He's talking to the people who are already, like, dug in on those ideologies. He's just bolstering them, and that's what all of his mouthpieces are doing. They're bolstering the people who are already on his side and in his camp. Second of all, I am like especially pissed off about that because there are reports coming out that the children in those detention centers are being drugged and sexually abused. So for her to say that they're already having sex under 2 years old, and then for them to be being sexually abused while they're in the detention centers, I don't remember her name, but we need like her address and social security number so we can go get her.
Leigh Valentine, y'all. Docs.
Okay.
Let us know.
She got everybody fucked up with that.
Available on SoundCloud.
Thanks.
And you know what? And you're right, because one, any rational, sane person would hear that and say, who would say something like that? And just go, yeah, you're crazy for saying that. But her audience is like, you're totally right, Lee. They are horrible. These 10-year-old children who probably still believe in the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus are dipping their wicks all over the place. Are you kidding me?
And here's the thing, like, a lot of that is also rooted in us thinking that any part of culture, not us, but white Americans, any culture that looks different from white American culture is backwards.
Yeah.
Because it's totally Western centric. And I use white American culture very loosely because white American culture is just stealing everybody else's culture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Every other, if you're not a white American, you're immoral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just sitting back on that. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were...
That's just disgusting to even repeat that about children. Oh gosh, it's like, you know what? I need people who are trash to stop saying they're Christian. Can you say you're something else? Can you say, I don't believe in nothing?
But that's not true, because they are Christian.
They are.
They absolutely do believe in God, and they absolutely do believe that their Christianity and their Bible gives them the right to do all of this shit.
Oh, I don't negate that. I just wish they would stop telling people.
And it's gotten to the point where a long time ago, they tried to separate themselves from thoughts like this by saying, well, those are the Southern Baptists.
Yeah.
That's the Southern Baptist mindset. No, it's not. It's all y'all niggas. All of them. Because if you don't have a problem with the kids, then you have a problem with black kids, or you have a problem with the way somebody's dressed, or you have a problem with the homeless people, or you have a problem with LGBTQIA people, or you just have a problem with the fact that a lady got up to preach last Sunday and it says in the Bible that ladies should be silent in church. Like, as a Christian, church makes me tired. Christians make me tired. And it's just like, to quote Office Space, I don't think I'm going to go back.
Okay.
I'll read the Bible at home. I'm good.
I mean, I left the church years ago, so I'm like trying to actively recruit people into the Church of Satan.
They're so nice.
They are.
They are. Like,
and they specifically have rules about not sexually abusing children.
Like, because they saw what the Christian church and Catholic churches were doing. Maybe we should make a rule about that.
Maybe, but then you would have to, like, you know, hold people accountable for their shit.
Yeah, Christians don't hold each other accountable. We hold everybody else accountable. That was a good pause. I felt like that was a Dora the Explorer type moment.
Swiping.
Several Oakland firefighters have expressed concerns about safety and racial bias following a series of incidents involving a black fireman who was not only reported to the police, but videotaped and interrogated by a resident while out conducting city-mandated inspection.
I feel like I read a story a month or two ago, maybe even sooner, about a white fireman who said he would never save a black person. Okay, so I was just wondering if this was like continuing the conversation about racial bias among
about racial bias
among firefighters. I thought, okay, but no, go ahead.
Last month, Kevin Moore was the subject of a 911 call to police while performing a standard exterior inspection on a home in the Oakland Hills. And for those of y'all who don't know, because you think Oakland is just Oakland, the Oakland Hills are actually really, really wealthy people. Like, super wealthy.
It's gentrified, right?
Like fuck. Oakland Hills are where the Golden State Warriors flee the city.
Okay.
So, despite him being in full uniform with a radio and a clipboard in tow, the inspections are part of a city firefighter summer duties in which they go around and conduct what is called vegetation management inspections to ensure that there aren't any hazards such as tree limbs hanging over chimneys or a buildup of dead plants around a home. The goal is to decrease the chance of wildfire spreading from house to house. The firemen usually try and speak with residents before encroaching on their yards by knocking on front doors and ringing doorbells. They're required to conduct the inspection even if no one's home, however. Quote, I try and put myself in other people's shoes. It's sad that we have to do this, but I try and put myself in other people's shoes. Like if I see someone in my yard, I would ask what they're doing, Moore explained. That's why I always call out, hello, Oakland Fire Department, because I want to be home, or I want to be heard. I just don't want someone to look out their window and see someone in their backyard. I'm not trying to be incognito. Translation. I put myself in white people's shoes. If I see somebody in my yard, I would ask them what they were doing. I don't want a white person to see me in their yard and fucking shoot me. Or call the cops to shoot me. Or sick a dog on me. Or attack me with a knife. Don't be frightened. We're Negroes. You can't use a deep voice like that. We were wondering if we could borrow some brown sugar. Moore's colleague, Megan Bryant, was an acting officer that day and recalled getting a call from 911 emergency dispatcher to confirm they were indeed out doing inspections. Quote, I knew that Moore was the one on that street, she said. Later that day, inspection supervisor Vincent Crudell said he received an email forwarded by a police community's liaison of a resident's home security footage showing Moore as he carried out an inspection. It's obvious he's doing an inspection, Crudell said. He's wearing his blue wool firefighter's pants. He's got a radio and a department jacket and shirt on. It's unfortunate that someone mistaken Oakland firefighter, a professional who would go into harm's way every day to protect citizens, as someone who was there for criminal intent, he continued. Kevin's out there doing his job well and representing the Oakland Fire Department with the highest integrity. The resident cited more sneakers as the reason that he might be a fake firefighter.
Wait, what?
What? Say that again.
The sneakers?
He was wearing sneakers.
Because he was wearing sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
That he can't possibly be a real fireman.
See, that's stupid.
Yeah, because he needs to wear his actual boots that he fights fires in to come and inspect, you asshat.
That's silly. Because, see, I think there's a part of this where I think there have been like all these different stories of people faking an official kind of whatever, you know, but the idea that he wasn't wearing sneakers or whatever, that just doesn't make any sense. It's just, that's just silly. Like, oh, he went with like, nah. Like, if anything, I mean, like, I don't know. It's not like the person rolled up on your house. Like, it'd be like, let's say the person knocks on your door and you feel some kind of way, you know, you looking out the window, you don't know if that's a real person or not, because all it takes is for you to open the door just a little bit to kick your door in, and it's over with, you know. But this is just someone kind of walking around. Like, I mean, is there not a car out there that looks like it's, you know, labeled with the firefighter, you know, whatever symbols and stuff, the city official? You can't just go out there and say, hey, buddy, and that's it, and see, like, oh, fire department here looking around for blah, 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 blah. No worries, you know, but, like, I don't know.
Or just answer your fucking door.
So, okay. I feel like it's not about the sneakers. I feel like they just needed an excuse for why they called police on a white person.
Of course, no, of course. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I'm saying the sneakers is bullshit, because they was just like, they, you know, it's not any, like, yeah, they was just using it as an excuse.
Of course,
and it's not a good, and it's not even a good excuse.
Oh God! Any old excuse. Well, he's not doing this. You don't have a permit.
Of course, the problem lied in the fact that they were black sneakers. Had they have been white sneakers, there wouldn't have been an issue.
Are you making this up?
Yeah.
Are you
yes,
okay? Because I'm starting to be mad. Like, real mad.
What?
Wait a minute.
Black sneakers. Revenge.
On a separate occasion, Moore said he was questioned a videotape by a resident who wanted to know what the black fireman was doing on his property. He said he did his usual routine, knocked on the front door and waited a moment before yelling Oakland Fire. With no answer, Moore carried on with the inspection, noting the many vegetation hazards in his paperwork, the Chronicle reported. As he finished up, the fireman turned around to see a man standing on the porch, filming him with a cell phone. Quote, "He kind of startled me," Moore said. He says, "Well, what are you doing here?" I said, "We're here doing our annual vegetation inspection." Then he asked for ID. I say, "No problem." He takes a picture of my ID and said I need to go get another one. I've had that ID for years. It's kind of dark, and I'm more of a dark-skinned black guy, but you can still see me. The fireman said he then pointed the concerned resident to the big red fire engine that was parked out on the street. It was only then that the man stopped questioning him and started making excuses for the vegetation violations. So, there it is.
Overreacting. All you gotta do is look out the window and look like
at the big ass fire truck.
He could have drove his fire truck into that man's house and he still would have been like, why is this nigga on my lawn?
Mm-hmm. With them black shoes.
Probably would have said he stole the fire truck. Well, obviously, you're driving the fire truck because you stole it.
And just in case you're curious, it also wouldn't work to have brown shoes. They have to be white.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not racist. I just had a bad experience with black and brown shoes. So now I only like white shoes in my grass.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. I have beige shoes, mind you. I have tan shoes.
No, I have flesh colored shoes, is what they would say.
No, I have gray shoes. They're black and white mixed. Huh?
No.
No.
They got grease shoes.
You know
they
what?
They got, what is it? Taupe. That's what it is, because all the white people like taupe, because that's what they put on their walls on, like, HGTV. It's always taupe. That's what it is. They got taupe shoes. That's their color.
I have shoes, but I don't know what kind, because I don't see color.
Can we just... What's the next story?
A white Ohio police officer has been fired after the department investigation found that he conducted an unwarranted traffic stop on his teen daughter's girlfriend, who's black.
Boyfriend.
Lorain police officer John Kovac Jr., our former police officer, was fired last month for violating the department's standards of conduct during the April 16th incident in Lorain, around 30 miles west of Cleveland. In a body cam video, Kovac can be heard ordering the young man to get out of the car and telling him, "You're going to jail," not responding when the teen repeatedly asked him, "For what?" The officer later temporarily detains the boy and his daughter, both 18, in his squad car, and is heard saying, quote, "We'll make shit up as we go."
Well, he's not racist because his daughter's dating a black man.
He's just nipping it in the bud. He's not mad, he's just miffed. The paper obtained documents related to the dismissal, which said Kovac's actions warranted immediate dismissal. In a memo obtained by the paper, Police Chief Sel Rivera said that the actions were an abuse of police authority and a serious departure from appropriate protocol. According to the paper, Kovac pulled over the car with the driver and 3 passengers inside it outside of a home without alerting dispatch. He then tells the driver, his daughter's boyfriend, Makai Coleman, to get out of the car because he's going to jail. "Have a seat in my car, we'll make shit up as we go," he said. Kovac appears to be looking for his daughter and doesn't realize she's one of the backseat passengers. The boy sat in the squad car. The mother of two of the teens in the car, Gloria Morales, comes outside of the home and talks to Kovac. He asks Morales if his daughter is in her house, and when she says no, he asks why his daughter's computer is in her house. If I check and you're lying to me, you're going to jail, he said.
Fuck this, man. Like, okay.
Oh, boy.
He reportedly later told fellow officers he had tracked the girl's computer to Morales' home because he believed she was suicidal and wanted to take her to the hospital, the paper reports, citing documents related to the firing. He reportedly said he waited at Morales' home and pulled Coleman's car over when he saw it. Kovac later told officers that he didn't think Coleman was a good person and that his daughter had been staying with him against his wishes, the paper reports. In the video, he tells Morales that his daughter is suicidal and says that boy has been harboring her.
Morales, how old is his daughter?
18.
Fuck out of my face.
18.
Fuck out of my face.
18. Morales tells him to obtain a search warrant if he wants to search her home. Kovac threatens to give her daughter a ticket for not wearing her seatbelt. And then tells Morales she is being disorderly. Quote, how am I being disorderly? You're making this personal, Morales says in the video. You want to ticket my daughter for not wearing her seatbelt because you think your daughter's in my house. When Morales says she'll call 911, Kovac threatens to arrest her. When he realized that his daughter was in the back seat, he orders her to get in the backseat of his patrol car and pushes her inside as the girl screams that she's 18 and can't be detained for no reason. Why are you pushing me? Why are you doing this? She is heard screaming. The investigation reportedly found that Kovac violated the department's policies by initiating the traffic stop without cause and failing to inform dispatch, for threatening to arrest Morales, for taking Coleman into custody and saying he would make up cause, and for using his police authority to locate his daughter. The department's union is reportedly appealing, and that's the second issue with cops. First of all, I know without a shadow of a motherfucking doubt this dude has done a ton of fuck shit that they never said anything about, ever, until he was dumb enough to not turn off his body camera, and they had him dead to rights. And you can't tell me otherwise. The second thing is the fucking union. Like, I'm supposed to support unions because that's what's been ingrained in us, is that unions are important, they're necessary, and it's true, but the police department's union is so shitty. Like, it's so awful, y'all. Like, they have no morals, and it's not like it's just like one city where it's like, okay, this police union is just horrible. It's all of them in every single city.
Mm-hmm.
When you tell me not all cops are bad, I'm like, yo, all their unions are, so that says something.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't even matter where you are. The union will protect their union members, no matter how shitty they are, no matter what they do. They're like, oh, well, it's our job to protect them. It's like, sometimes you just go, you don't have to protect everybody. You don't.
People deserve it.
Right. Our own criminal justice system doesn't even do that, so.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Shante, thoughts?
Nah. Nah.
Nah.
Right, I did mention, I think that all of this show is just one big trigger warning. But this, trigger content warning, sexual assault. A judge on Thursday sentenced a former University of Wisconsin-Madison student to 3 years in prison for sexually assaulting 3 female students. Why that word? And choking or stopping 2 others.
I mean, it's being used correctly if it's used as an adjective, not as a noun.
Oh! I learned something.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's used as an adjective, it's used correctly. Like saying someone is a female instead of saying you females. Because
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Dane County Circuit Judge Stephen Elke sentenced Alex Cook, 22 of Minnesota, to 8 years of extended supervision once he's released from prison. Cook pled guilty to charges in February. Prosecutors were seeking 19 years behind bars, while defense attorneys sought probation with the possibility of jail time. Elke said he has to give Cook credit for having no criminal record, no bail violations, and sparing the victims a trial. The judge said he hoped that the end of criminal proceedings against Cook would give closure to the victims. In court, Cook tearfully apologized to the women, telling them that what had happened was not their fault. Quote, "I'm sorry, I was wrong," Cook said. "You told the truth and everyone should believe you. This is my fault. You didn't deserve this, and neither did your families. To them, too, I'm so sorry." Cook, a former UW-Madison business student, was initially charged with more than 20 crimes against nearly a dozen women, including misdemeanor disorderly conduct and felony sexual assault for incidents between September 2014 and October 2016. This dude is a serial assaulter. 3 years. He pled guilty in February to 3 counts of third-degree sexual assault. He also pled guilty to strangulation and stalking charges. After reaching a plea deal, the remaining charges were dismissed, but the judge was allowed to consider them in sentencing Cook. The state's Department of Justice handled the prosecution. Republican Attorney General Brad Schimel said in a statement that he was disappointed that Cook only got 3 years and he deserved a much longer sentence. At DOJ, we hope the fact that Alex Cook stands convicted as a felony sex offender and is on his way to prison will give survivors faith that there are people in the criminal justice system who will stand ready to fight for justice for them, Schimel said.
Okay.
3 years.
Yep.
Lots of thoughts. So, first of all, I struggle with being someone who believes that prisons should be abolished, but then also believing that rapists don't deserve to have contact with the rest of society. Mm-hmm. So that's my number one, moral struggle every day. But also, the way that our criminal justice system, as it exists now, with prisons still existing, they are so shitty at properly handling rape cases. And we know it's because of rape culture, because they don't care about rape victims, but also especially in cases when the accused is a white man or a popular athlete or something like that. He'll always get off easier than he should. The fucking, what's his name, Brock Turner got 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Steubenville rape case where they were caught on video and they were both under 18, so they were sentenced to a juvenile detention center. One of them was supposed to get at least 2 years. The other one was supposed to get at least 1 year. He only served 10 months and then went to college and sued for the right to play football in college and won. People don't care about rape victims, and they don't think that rape is a serious enough crime to deserve more years, because they think it's not a big deal. Bill Cosby was convicted for 3 felony charges. They're supposed to carry 30-year sentence, but who knows if he'll actually get that. So far, he's still on house arrest. Brock Turner should have got 14 years for what he did. Only did 3 months. Yeah, there are a few people on this planet that I hate more than rapists.
As it should be.
I also struggle with the death penalty, but I believe that at least some of them should be shot in the face.
Yeah, no. One of my favorite shows, the Black podcast, were saying earlier today that someone should make a T-shirt that says "Rapists make good fertilizer."
Mm-hmm.
You could, this is why our systems are so fucked up, because you can have an ounce of weed and get 50 years in jail. Yep. You could shoot a gun, not kill anybody, not maim anybody, not even hit anybody. You can get 20 years. Literally shoot a gun in Florida, ironically, and even get if it's like 20 years. And so, because we don't value women, because most rapes happen to women, not saying men don't get raped, because essentially we don't really value women and we don't really value their trauma or their pain, we can excuse it away by saying, oh, well, he's never been in trouble before. I'm like, so basically, if he had been in trouble before, he had some sort of felony, some sort of record, you would have gave him another year. So basically you gave him, he had 3 felonies and he got a year for each felony.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like, you don't even know, I shouldn't know the victims' names, and I'm glad I don't. And so I guess, this judge is like, this is justice. I'm like, that isn't justice. That's not justice at all. That's making you feel better. Like, well, at least he's off the street. He can appeal that. He can get less time. And putting someone on 8 years probation is nothing for a straight white man in America.
Exactly. And even saying shit like, well, he doesn't have a record, the system is set up so that
he won't have a record.
He can keep not having a record because of the way the system is set up, because people get arrested for things and they end up not getting charged for them, or they get charged and tried and end up not getting convicted because of the way that we devalue rape victims of all genders, but especially women and girls.
Mm-hmm. The system is set up to fail us. And it's always been that way. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a minority or if you're a woman, somehow justice may not be in the cards for you. Probably won't be.
Right, and people know this, and which is why they don't report it. Mm-hmm. Or if they do report it, they don't proceed with the charges, or they don't want to take it to court because that's a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of effort and energy and investment to put into something and to come out on the other side after however many years, with the other person only getting 3 months for raping you. And there were witnesses.
Mm-hmm. And essentially, after that, nothing happening to you.
Exactly.
And then you hear, their lives are ruined. They're not. You don't have pain and trauma to live with.
Exactly.
Especially when people tell you all the time to just get over it. It's like, that's not how that works. But that's what we tell women and girls all the time. That, one, these things are going to happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to prepare yourself.
Right.
You have to prepare yourself for it. Or if they do happen to you, it somehow is your fault. You should know better. We did warn you, so I don't know why you're surprised that some man violated you.
Right. You didn't protect yourself enough.
Mm-hmm.
You tempted him. It's not his fault. Men are wired this way.
Right. But men aren't trash.
Nope.
They're not predators. They're not trash. Absolutely not.
Not all men.
Not all men.
And not all boys.
Mm-hmm. Boys will be boys. It's just locker room talk.
Like, can we just be honest about the fact that men are trash and boys are garbage pails? Like, can we just... They're little waste baskets because they're being raised by people who let men be ain't shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
forgot you were here.
Hey,
like, hey, be quiet, you man. No, I'm kidding.
can't speak. You cannot speak here.
You cannot say another word. Or I'll give you to my children.
That's an awesome part.
And Baku's trash too. We just gotta acknowledge that.
For real though, that's what kills me about that. It's just like, man, you ain't shit too, nigga. Like you out here on some bull. You out here popping off, looking like you was gonna run up on Shuri and clock her with whatever you had in your hand,
Exactly.
but backed off and said and scoffs at tradition. Like you was in here.
At tradition. We will not have it.
You was out here mad reckless, nigga.
And then when Itadaka come and take over Wakanda, he's like, we will not help you. Shut the fuck up, M'Baku. When I say mean ain't trash, that includes the cast of Black Panther. I just want to let people know that. Including T'Challa.
But they can still get that work. We just gonna put that out there too.
The whole cast. Listen, the whole cast.
All of them. Choo. See, this is the nasty part of the show.
I thought that was with Trey Styles.
Trey Styles. We're gonna have to call that nigga Trey Styles from now.
Oh God.
I still can't find the song I'm looking for either.
I don't remember Trey Songz having a song like that. That sounds like something from Pretty Ricky, like almost verbatim. That guy from Pretty Ricky, what was his name? Pleasure P.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
or
just
are you
heard it like a
talking
couple
about
days
the
ago.
song that said, or the song, the Dive In song? Didn't he have that? That was Trey Songz, right? I'm about to dive in.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like it could have been Trey Songz though.
I think it was.
The thought of it.
Google, I'm about to dive in and see if that's the one.
I don't know. I just know that Trey Styles is nasty.
Ooh, Trey Styles is nasty.
Not Trey Styles. He ain't got no class.
Sound like an old like black grandma or something. Like she like R&B but don't know nobody's names.
And call every video game system the Nintendo.
Yeah, that Trey Styles. Why you putting that Trey Styles on in the CD player? I don't like that.
Don't be listening to that Tony songs. I don't want to hear that nasty music.
She be Yolanda Adams.
Watching
BET. I can find that song because trust me, it was eyebrow raising, and it's just in direct. I just want you to drip orgasm juice all down my face, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for it, but still,
not on the radio.
Hear it on the just straight up radio.
Oh.
Yeah, this wasn't on Spotify. This was just on the radio. Like,
well, I mean, that's where I heard all my nasty music when I was adolescent. So
also true. Also true. Boy, we will not have it. That's what I'm gonna start saying whenever they start playing them stupid ass songs in my car. Sherronda, go ahead and give your shout outs, things of that nature.
My brain is not working right now. You just sprung that on me. Shout out to everybody. I rooted for a lot of black people, but not all black people. I just want to let that be known. I am not rooting for everybody black.
Right.
Boom.
Right. Shantae, I wish to God you were there for that conversation about that dude. Extentacion.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck that.
See, there's kind of a part of me that's kind of glad I wasn't there. Ooh, no.
Yeah.
but yeah.
Candace and Summer took care of it, but still.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, Lord, yeah. Stephanie? Go for it.
Fuck that nigga. No. That's not my shout out. That's not my shout out. Shout out to everybody here. This has been a pleasure. Shout out to Janelle Monáe. She is my Patronus. Just want to let you know. Wow. Shout out to therapy. It is extremely important in this day and age. And I cannot walk around in this administration, this America, this skin, this gender without it. Shout out to orange juice and vodka.
Without a lot of y'all niggas wouldn't be here.
Yep, I'm just saying. Y'all wouldn't be here without the Henny. Yeah, I don't have too many shout outs. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, shout out to all the fathers that were on my podcast. You guys made June wonderful. I appreciate all of you. So, yeah,
Shanta?
that's it.
Yeah, shout out to Sherronda and Stephanie being on the show, and shout out to Rashanii. Shout out to the people, and shout out to all the people who fuck with the show, share the show, listen to the show. We appreciate you, and yeah, no shout outs, no love, to the motherfuckers who's being assholes, to the kids and the people that are coming over here fleeing fucked up situations that America probably had a hand in creating in the first place.
100%.
So yeah, like we need to check ourselves. Like they need to check themselves, but we also need to check ourselves as far as that stuff is concerned and acknowledge that America is fucked up and that the government is doing fucked up shit on our behalf, and we need to check them motherfuckers, some kind of way. And if it's gonna be yelling in Sarah Huckabee's face, so she can't eat dinner, or whoever it is, Betty DeVos, or any of those motherfuckers, and that's what the fuck it's gonna be. Like, do whatever you gotta do. Eat at home. Gangly motherfuckers. I hate y'all.
Alternatively, don't eat anything and just fucking die already.
Eat your ass at home. Like, bitch, like, go send somebody else to your grocery store or whatever. Like, I don't even want you going to the grocery store shopping for shit, because it's probably somebody who you would deport that has come in contact with that food, whether it's fresh food or food that's in a box or anything. They touch that food. You don't need to touch that shit. You're a terrible person. I hate your face.
I hate your whole face.
So we need more black teachers.
Yep.
Black teachers as a whole aren't getting paid, and black women are getting paid less than anybody else. And I know that teaching is an arduous and thankless job where you have to deal with not only fuck kids, but also fuck parents doing fuck stuff to protect their horrible children. I recognize that. Sherronda can probably speak many, many volumes on dealing with the parents of horrible children.
Yes. Well, the horrible parents of misguided children.
Horrible parent of misguided children. Yes. That's what we'll call them. Wink, wink.
And I think that Native American women probably make less than anybody else.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes. We need teachers who are going to be able to, our kids are going to be able to we need teachers that our kids are going to be able to have some sort of a connection with. There's far and few between black teachers in schools, and I can only honestly say that in my lifetime, college elementary school, middle school, high school. I only saw 2 black women and 1 black male teacher throughout school, and I was in 3 different states. It's thankless. Yeah, you get summer off, but you're still working, and you don't get paid for summer. And again, the parents are fucking horrible. But they need you. They need us. So, if you have ever had an inkling to become a teacher, see where that takes you. You never know even if you change one life, that's still a life that you've changed. We are in summer now, and there's a lot of folks who are still sitting, wondering why they're not feeling better now that the sun is hitting them. Depression it's not always a seasonal thing. Mental health, mania, bipolar disorder, they aren't affected always by UV rays. And we need more people to speak bravely and loudly about their mental health. We need more people to be advocates for mental health care. And we need to stop stigmatizing people who have mental health situations, who are living with mental health issues. We here are always looking to reach out because we never know whose life may not be going the way that they expected, whose day may not be going the way that they expected, or who has just been up since like 1 a.m. because their brain just won't let them sleep. You can always contact us if you wish. If not, I completely understand. If you'd like for us to contact you, we understand that as well. You can always inbox us at the Single Simulcast page. You could always inbox us on our email, which is singlesimulcast@gmail.com. You can always contact us on the voicemail. We'll call you back. We will. If we don't get the call on the first ring, we'll call you back. But it is so important that you know that you're never alone. And you are not broken. You are not different. You are not any of the stigmatizing words that people have given you. You're just in a situation. You're living with the situation. And we just want to help. Again, I want to say thank you to both Sherronda and Stephanie for being on the show this evening. It was absolutely fantastic. We are looking in the next couple of days to start doing reviews for the show that Shanta has been imploring all of us to watch, called Pose.
Oh, I watched the pilot episode. It was pretty good.
The show, that show is, all 4 episodes were just so like that. So we'll be getting that out. It'll probably be 30-minute episodes. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. If you have the opportunity, check out the latest episode of The Dream Team. And definitely check out the Mocha Minutes podcast and the You Got Me Fucked Up podcast, which is available on SoundCloud. I
appreciate you.
No worries. This is Single Simulcast, episode 304. Secure your white people. And remember, don't give them nicknames. Give them unemployment. We'll holler at you later. Peace.
This is Single Simulcast. Don't know by now that you slip.